Hello and welcome to the Party Center Speaks podcast. This is the podcast for family entertainment center and event venue owners, operators, managers, and staffers looking to grow their businesses. Want to learn more about increasing booking parties, improving facility operations, and more? This podcast is for you. My name is Nydia Milton, and I am the Client Relationship and Marketing Coordinator here at Party Center Software. In this episode of Party Center Speaks, we will share insight on how to host great events for your guests and your business to love. My guest on today's podcast is PCS vendor Frank Price. Frank is a rock star in the FEC community and has joined to talk about Birthday University and how they teach you all you need to know about parties and events. So, we'll be discussing Birthday University, which is a program that's been transforming the event industry for over 25 years. If you've ever wondered how to make your birthday parties and group events more memorable, and more profitable, this is the episode for you. From marketing strategies to operational efficiencies, Birthday University is the go-to resource for teaching businesses how to succeed in the world of remarkable events. So, we'll dive into what makes this program so special and how it's helped thousands of venues elevate their offerings. I know our listeners are excited to stop hearing from me and hear more from you. So, Frank, take it away.
Well, glad to be here. Glad to be part of your new vendor program, and glad to be a sponsor partner. Glad you all are a sponsor partner of Birth University. Like you said, we've been doing this now. This is the 25th year. So we've had countless different programs from all different industries, not just family entertainment centers, but anything from zoos, aquariums, roller skating, ice skating, farms, um, gymnastic places, water parks, amusement parks, you name it. And through those 25 years, it's been not a roller coaster because it's been fairly consistent in the type of revenue that almost all those different businesses can attract. And for some in our main industry, the family entertainment centers, it's a big part of their revenue. It's changed a lot in the last 25 years, especially the last 2 to 3 years, 4 years after COVID. Everything's changed, and not just because of COVID, that's just a thing of the past. But now it's really because of market trends and family trends and the new dynamics that are happening with them. So we keep up on everything that's new and relevant. The worst enemy of any family entertainment center over all these years, in my opinion, is to get stale, which is something that they've been doing over and over and over again and just keep doing and wondering why, hey, how come it's not working now? And it's not that it wasn't good at one time. It's not that it isn't good now. It's just probably not going to work as well based on the changes that's happen on a year to year and especially every 3 to 4 years basis. So we teach everything from soup to nuts about birthday parties and group events. Different from a lot of other programs where there's a lot, it's more surface oriented and tells you kind of this is what you need to do. We go into the why. We also go into the step-by-step how to make it happen so you can leave with everything that you need, not just to understand, oh, geez, I should be doing something different. And now this is what I should do, but now you know why. And then you'll also have some of the details to make it happen when you leave. So that's the goal.
Awesome. Awesome. And it's interesting it just clicked in my head all this time that we've been talking, even email and everything. This has been going on for 25 years and I just turned 26 not too long ago. So I'm like, wow, this program is as old as me. That's kind of crazy to think about. But it's pretty clear that when an FEC is hosting these great events and parties, going and increasing their revenue is one of their big thoughts. They want to make a good experience, but they also want to grow their business financially. So, can you tell us more about how your classes and your workshops and programs have helped just kind of have this impact in making the graduates realize, like, oh, we need to be thinking about all these different aspects of a party?
Correct. Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with defining your business model and what you want to be. I would say that there's always there's a percentage, which is a smaller percentage of more of the high level, high guest experience, higher priced higher quality model than there are competing with the, lower priced, more average experience level to sometimes below average, higher volume models. It's first deciding that. A good friend of mine who's been with this program for a long, long time always, when he was asked, "So, hey, yeah, should I go to this guy's program? Is it any good?" And his response was, "Well, if you do go, then just decide either to do it or not. So if you're not, you keep doing the same thing, well, everything will stay the same, or you're deciding to go down a path that might be fine for you, which is okay. But if you decide to do what he teaches, you'll definitely see the benefit and you'll stand out, you'll be different, you'll be more unique. And then all those byproducts and the outcomes that he's going to talk to you about at class happen."
Awesome. So then, other than the financial, byproducts and increasing profits, some other ways that Birthday University helps FECs are just kind of recognizing the human and emotional elements that go into it, as well as best flow practices, which you kind of mentioned with improving the business model and strategies for emerging markets. And what made you include these other elements as well?
Well, one of the big things, the big differentiator between a higher volume, lower priced, lower quality program, which there's a lot of them out there, is the human involvement. And in the past, our industry has always been very attraction centric. So if I put up a lot of attractions, and if I'm the biggest or the first or the most, then I'm going to have the winning formula. And to some degree, that does work for a short period of time until the wow factor of those um, uh, attractions start to wean away, usually about a year and a half, 2 years. And so what we've seen over the long duration of my tenure in the industry is that about every 3 years, it turns or it flips. What was very popular and new and innovative and fun and had a high draw starts to be worn, become what we'll call commoditized. So it's just common, and people have been there, done that. And if it's not on that level of human engagement, then you become all the same with everybody else doing the same thing. So the human part of it is what differentiates. You can't copy humans. You can try to, well, it's easy to copy attractions and environments and things like that. But when you get to the humans and how they interact on that day, it's such a powerful, emotional day for families, for parents and kids. The kids typically are enjoyed. Kids can have fun, but parents want more, especially today's family. They want more. They want a memory. They want it to last. And that's what's going to happen when the human facilitates the party to make it a more memorable event than just a run through my attractions, serve them some food, clean up after them, and then start the next party. And it's been that way since the 80s. So been relatively the same. Some of the
Okay.
other things that you mentioned, all those things are the things that combine to make that happen. But like I said earlier, it's deciding where do you want to be? How do you want to differentiate? What do you want your business to be? Um, Another grouping of another attractions that somebody else, or the newest attraction, the latest attraction that and somebody else doesn't have, or I'm going to copy what somebody else is doing on my market, but I'm just going to do it better in their mind. That's sometimes the business strategy, but usually they always kind of meld together. And the thing that's going to differentiate the most is going to be the how are you setting yourself apart, becoming more unique. And that's usually the humans that do that. So if you think about that in any business, it's all the same. You go back to a business because you feel comfortable there, you like the people, you're like them, you're they might recognize you, they might know you, they get to know you, you become a regular or whatever it is. But it's that interaction that typically happens that you now focus as that business is my coffee place, or that business is my place to go have dinner, or go have lunch, or that's my movie theater versus the other one that I don't really care too much about, even if I pay more. So,
Yeah, that's true. Understanding differentiation is important, and it definitely does apply to, like you said, any business in our daily lives. And so, I mean, wow, that's awesome. You're teaching so, so much. And so your classes are hands-on. How hands-on are they? And then what other methods or, do you use during the workshops?
well, this year it's kind of interesting. It's going to be the year of going to OG. I'm going back to the original 20 some odd years ago of a lot more interaction, hands-on, 'cause that's what people like. They like to have fun. So I've always taught in the past where you teach by doing, and when even owners get in and actually interact and have some of these feelings and say, wow, that really felt good. Maybe this is what I should do in my business because I felt it there in class. That's the idea. One of the toughest things in the class has always been is that when owners would send a manager and or other employees, and they would go back all excited and can't wait to change and make a difference because they've got that shot of momentum or excitement or that they felt when they were there. It's trying to convince the owners that, well, okay, we need to change if we're going to do this, and these are things we need to commit to. So more demonstration, more interaction, more fun games, just more things that can actually be done in a party. And believe it or not, even the most stodgiest of owners in the old, even the old guard, like some will say, "Hey Frank, what's OG? How do you know what OG is? You're an old guy, right?" I said, "Well, it's what people all stand on as being the original of what makes humans have fun together, interact together." And hey, it was proven in the last 5 years that people like to come together and enjoy and gather and have fun. And so that's what it's based on. If they're learning, that's the byproduct of it all. So
Yeah, that's amazing, Frank. And you really put together a well thought out and helpful program for all of your attendees. And to our listeners, if you're as excited about these birthday university workshops as I am, you are in luck. So there are three in-person events and one virtual event this year. The in-person events will be hosted February 4th and 5th in Orlando, Florida, April 2nd and 3rd in Chicago, Illinois, and June 18th and 19th in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Frank, correct me if I'm wrong, but the online event will be weekly in August for about 1.5 hours per week.
yeah, what I'm going to try to do, because it's too long to take a due date program and put it online, so I'm going to segment it up so folks can come in and out. They can send different people in and out if they want. But just to be honest with you, it's really for the folks that can't travel, don't want to travel, don't have the time, because you just don't get the same um, thought, feeling, detail, or sense for what the whole program's all about when it's online. At least what I like to teach or agree with. The February program is sold out, so I don't know when this will air, but that one will sell out. So if folks are interested in doing it, this year is going to be one of those years where people are starting to recognize we need to change our business, and our business can't be the same. We had a good rebound after COVID, and we thought everything was going to be great, but now it's not anymore. And the reason it just comes down to if you want to talk trends, it's family trends have just changed. So the volume of number of kids between the ages of having birthday parties are way, way down. And it's just because, young families like yourself and they're getting married later and having kids later or having less kids, there's going to be less of a market. But there's still a lot of businesses out there and new businesses constantly coming into the market, evolving and changing. And so when the market's smaller and there's still the same or more coming in, well, you've got to be better. And then you also have to look for other ways to make your program grow. So that's the whole idea behind it.
Awesome. And so the events will give you everything you need to know to create more profitable parties and group events, but they're also fantastic opportunities to network with other professionals and leaders and
Absolutely.
learn from their experiences, right?
Right. Well, I have a grouping of partners that have traveled and been with me, some of them for more than 20 years. And the experts in the room are not just me. They're all the industry partners that I have that really why this program has lived as long as it has is because of support of the industry partners that care about their clients and their prospective clients actually succeeding and getting the knowledge they need to succeed. But then the rest of the expertise comes from all the other attendees. So what you can learn by networking and talking to what others are doing. And this program is very different because it's not all just family entertainment centers. There's a mix. I think in the class coming up, there's a combination. Like I said, there's roller skating, there's ice skating, there's amusement park, there's a couple of farms coming. There's just all different types of businesses that aren't quite all doing the same thing. And that's where some of the greatest knowledge is. I'd like to say it's all me, but it's where I get it from too. It's from the audiences. So
Yeah. And so even if someone can't make it to class, does Birthday University offer resources, year round to help them grow their businesses, whether it's on your website or social media?
Yes, I mean, I keep fairly active, and now and through the different partners that I'm involved with, like PCS, it's the same thing. We want to put information out as much as we can. There are online availability. I call them training modules that you can go to, but if you don't understand why you're using them or what they're going to do for you, they're probably not going to work anyways. So you've got to at least understand, commit to the learning of how and why I want to be different or why I want to be unique and what it's going to do for me, and then commit from the top down. But whether it's training modules or the online program, this year is one of the first times I'm going to do it, other than we had to do it back in the COVID days. But the will be the first one to kind of be available online for folks that can't travel. But yeah, and then there's a lot of other different great educational programs out there also that they can attend. That some I speak at, and others I go and listen to and learn as well. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Frank, and thanks for
Mhm.
joining us and let everyone know the greatness that you and Bertha University have to offer. Yeah. And then thank you to our listeners for tuning in to this episode of Party Center Speaks. I hope that we shared very useful information for you all today. Family entertainment centers, event venues, farms, anybody who needs Birthday University or their services. If you have any feedback or topics that you'd like for us to discuss on our podcast, be sure to email marketing@partycentersoftware.com. This podcast is bi-weekly, so you can expect new episodes every other Thursday. Starting in April, we will be transitioning to weekly episodes. And Party Center Speaks is powered by Party Center Software. We are a facility management tool that helps family entertainment centers and event venues book more parties and manage their facilities. We also offer marketing services such as custom website design, digital advertising and SEO services, marketing automations, and social media assistance through our Social Boost program. This is all to help you expand your reach and grow traffic. So, if you'd like to know more about us or our vendor program, head over to partycentersoftware.com and be sure to give us a follow at Party Center Software on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Pinterest. Thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.